Hello and thank you for joining me today. Well, this is the Thursday, March 31st edition of our video devotionals, and we appreciate you very much. We're kind of doing my devotion here in one of my 10 buildings. You look behind me, you see some of the old stuff hanging up, but also the rain's hitting the roof now pretty loud, this tin roof, so it may get too loud, but so we're going to try to speed things up here just in case. But hopefully you're doing well where you're at. We call this Trusting Thursday, so obviously, first of all, we trusted the Lord for salvation, and then, of course, we trust Him every day with our lives. And be conscious of that. That's a very good thing to include the Lord in your life and decisions and so on. Well, we're going to jump into things here today. It's the end of the month of March, so we're 1/4 the way through the year, and also we're at the very end here of 1 Samuel. So today we're going to be in 1 Samuel chapter 29, just verse 3. Really, we'll read the verse, but really we're going to concentrate on a phrase there and try to help you today. So again, thank you for all who watch the videos. We appreciate you very much. And of course, tomorrow we'll say a little bit more about our 2-year anniversary of doing these devotions, April the 1st. So amazing, but we're thankful that God has allowed us to be able to do it, and we're thankful for the little audience that we do have. So let's go ahead and jump into it today. All right, so we know at this point David has been helping out the Philistines really just because he is trying to keep away from Saul and to make sure he's safe from Saul's wrath. And here we find out in chapter 29 that the Philistines are getting ready to go out to battle. And I'll go ahead and read the first 3 verses here. Verse 3 is really where we're at, kind of give the setting. It says, "Now the Philistines gathered together all their armies to Aphek, and the Israelites pitched by a fountain which is in Jezreel. And the lords of the Philistines passed on by hundreds and by thousands, but David and his men passed on in the rearward with Achish." Now notice verse 3 here. "Then said the princes of the Philistines, What do these Hebrews here? And Achish said unto the princes of the Philistines, Is not this David, the servant of Saul, the king of Israel, which hath been with me these days, or these years, and I have found no fault in him, since he fell unto me unto this day?" So the other leaders of the Philistines were saying, look, this is David, and we know who David is. In fact, David's the one who killed our champion, Goliath, and we understand that. So the Philistines, of course, were not confederate with the Israelites. They were enemies to each other. So the phrase there, as the princes of the Philistines asked, "What do these Hebrews here?" So I want to give you something practical today that helps us. As the Israelites, David and his men, were with the Philistines, that's obviously like oil and water. That should have never happened. It is what it is, and there they are. And they were quick to point out, what are the Hebrews doing here? So I have to ask you and me, are there places where someone may ask, what are these Christians doing here? And I don't mean that like they're trying to isolate you, but I'm saying, are there places that Christians should not be? And someone could ask the question, especially if they know you're a Christian. See, they knew these were Hebrews. They knew that. So what about someone who knows you're a Christian? What about if someone were to say, what is a Christian doing here? That would be an odd place for a Christian to be, just like it was an odd place for the Hebrews to be where the Philistines were. So ask yourself, where are the places you go that you think in your heart and mind, even your conscience says, this is not really the place for me to be. There are places, and I could name some, and through the years, preachers have got up and preached about it, and you don't hear much about it now, but I believe there's places that Christians just don't belong. And a Christian's supposed to be in church. There's no shock there. You don't look around and go, well, what are these Christians doing in church? There's where Christians go. They go to church. But are there some places maybe that you and myself go that we could ask ourselves, really, what is a Christian doing here? Does it hurt your testimony? Is it a place where you couldn't name the name of Christ because they look at you and go, well, this is not a place where we do that, or it's just not customary. So I'm saying very quickly here, just like the Philistines says, what are these Hebrews doing here? What is up with that, as we would use our language? Is there places you and I where truly someone could say, what are these Christians doing here? And we need to be very careful of that. Our testimony is very important, I think, and especially not just because we can be an influence to others, and you don't want to damage that. But on the other side of it, of course, we represent the Lord. We're ambassadors for the Lord, and we want to make sure the places that we go is truly that, and for that reason. And just like the Philistines said, Hebrews here, that don't make any sense. Well, there's some places a Christian, it doesn't make any sense for them to be there too. So let's be careful of that, okay? And let's be the Christians we need to be, and that'll please the Lord, and ultimately it's going to be the best chance for us being a witness for Christ. Okay. All right. So we're at 5 minutes and looks like 18 seconds here, so we'll cut it out right there. I think the rain actually let up a little bit, so that's pretty good for us. And we'll see you tomorrow on Faithful Friday. We hope you have a great day, and we hope that you can be safe today. We hope that you can be healthy today. If you're getting over a sickness, hope you continue to get better. And we'll see you tomorrow on Faithful Friday. Have a great day.